Alright everyone, it's time for video games. As for what we're playing this week, I have not gotten to play a lot of games this week because I, of course, was focusing on reinstalling Windows on my laptop. But I did play one new one, aside from the game that I'm going to be reviewing this week, Card Hunter. I also played Puzzles and Dragons for the mobile game version, the iOS Android version, on my cell phone. Of course, it's the original from whence Puzzles and Dragons Z and the Super Mario Edition came for the 3DS. Pretty interesting little game there. Kind of crosses Monster Collection with Match 3 gem type play. Kind of similar to Pokemon Shuffle in how it plays, except you actually have to move the pieces around in the block instead of just switching them out. So it creates a little more strategy. You can move pieces around as you wish to create additional combos a lot more easily. Can sometimes also make making combos a little more difficult as well, but still really interesting. New releases for the week. First of all, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, which was going to come out on August the 8th. It is already released by now. Some of you are probably already playing it as it speaks. Also, I know for a fact that David is going to be playing it over on his Ace of Hearts gaming channel. He's also doing a playthrough of Card Hunter as well. So after you hear my review, if you want to see what Card Hunter looks like, you can hop over to the link that I provided in the show notes and watch his playthrough of that. And like I said, he'll also be playing Five Nights at Freddy's 4. I think at this time of this recording, he had just completed Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Was hoping to get through 2 and 3 before Five Nights at Freddy's 4 came out, but, well, that ended up not happening. So that's also actually probably the first recorded incidents that I can think of in video gaming where a game actually released before it was supposed to be released. Now, normally you hear about video games being delayed, but this is the first time I've ever heard of a video game actually being released early. Other new releases that should be out by now: Dragon Fantasy: The Volumes of Westeria. It's been out since April on Steam for $10, but as of the 23rd, it has also come out for the Nintendo eShop on Wii U and 3DS. So you can pick it up there. Speaking of the Wii U and the new 3DS, those two platforms and the Xbox One also now have The Binding of Isaac Rebirth as of the 23rd of July. King's Quest Episode 1 and Night to Remember is coming out on the 28th for a wide variety of platforms, the Xbox One, 360, PS4, PS3, and PC, based on the classic adventure game series of the same name. So those of you who are adventure game fans might want to look out for that. And for the PS3 and the Vita, a game called Lost Dimension. Looks to be kind of an action-style game. Published by Atlas, strategy action kind of game that is going to be released on PS3 and Vita on the 28th. So that's all the games that are coming out before this next episode of Casual Mode, so check them out. Before I actually get into the game review, I also want to send a little shout out to YouTube channel Dawnforged Cast. I, of course, as has been established here, am quite a bit of a tabletop guy. You know, I play quite a bit of games on Roll20. I don't think, though, that I have ever explained how Roll20 works, though. Turns out I don't have to, because the Dawnforged Cast did a pretty darn good job of doing it for me. So there's a link to that YouTube video in the show notes for you. If you've ever been interested in using Roll20 to play any form of tabletop RPG, be it Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Dungeon World, very, very interesting one, if you ask me, or the Dragon Age system, or by extension the Fantasy Age system, which will be coming out once the Ashes of Volcana concludes. Titan's Grave, The Ashes of Volcana on Geek and Sundry concludes, then you'll be able to watch that video and be able to understand the basics of how Roll20 works. Also, if you go on to Roll20.net itself, in their wiki, they actually do have some tutorial videos on things, which is an especially good resource if you're looking to become a game master. Because then you can watch those and figure out how to use various different interesting mechanics available there. And they just had a physical redesign, which some people love, some people hate, but it's a lot more aesthetically pleasing of a site than it used to be. Like what you're hearing? Well, feel free to subscribe to us and get new videos as they're released. And be sure to like and share this video, and go over to facebook.com/casualmodepodcast and give us a like. Thanks!